watching the longest-running high school football show in Hampton Roads. It's time for Friday Night Flights.
Your time. Yes, sir. It's your out.
Yes, sir.
Have some fun out here, man.
Yes, sir.
So Salem on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Salem!
And we are having some fun. Halfway through the high school football season, it is time to start weeding out some of those unbeaten teams. In fact, 2 of the top 10 teams in the state squared off in Virginia Beach tonight as things start to heat up on Friday Night Flights. Hi, everybody. I'm Bruce Rader. Let's go straight to the beach for one of the battles of the unbeatens tonight. Salem, the 4th-ranked team in the state, visiting unbeaten Ocean Lakes, the 8th-ranked team in Virginia this week. And, of course, a packed house tonight. And you know it's a big game when not one but 2 of Virginia Tech's top coaches are on the sidelines. Brian Stein-Spring and Kurt Newsom. Salem and Ocean Lakes played twice last year. They split the series. So much talent on the field tonight, up to 15 scholarship players. Their Salem quarterback, Bucky Hodges, he's headed to Virginia Tech. And Ocean Lakes quarterback Corwin Cutler, he'll play for the University of Virginia. The rivalry already underway. First quarter, Ocean Lakes strikes first. Cutler to the corner, finds Jason Lewis, 7-0 Ocean Lakes. Now we move to the second half. Salem, 4th and 6 at the goal line. Hodges rolling to his right. He's going to take it himself right into your living room for the touchdown. The extra point was no good. It's now a 1-point game. And here's the play of the game. Cutler back to pass. He is going to fire one deep over the middle to Anthony Walters. The ball is tipped, but Walters somehow makes the one-handed grab. I think that's worth a second look. It's as good as it gets. It sets up a short touchdown run. The Dolphins now up 8. Later in the fourth quarter, it was Brandon Simmons breaking one up the middle, 18 yards for the touchdown. It's now 21-6 Ocean Lakes. Salem would add a touchdown late in the game, but Ocean Lakes would make the stops on defense when it mattered most. Ocean Lakes takes control of the Beach District race with tonight's 21-15 win over Salem. Meanwhile, the biggest surprise team in Hampton Roads, unbeaten Western Branch, looking to stay unbeaten, taking on Kings Fork tonight. The Bruins' first play from scrimmage, a handoff to Terrence Ricks. He takes off around the corner for a 60-yard dash down the sidelines to set up a Joshua Mariner touchdown. Kings Fork scores on this quarterback keeper by Uriah Adams. That'll set up a 69-yard run by Deshaun Wethington. And how good do you show the Bruins highlights without showing Joshua Mariner? On this one of 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, Bruins getting it done in the air as well. Quarterback C.J. Thomas is going to connect with Sidney Wellens as the high-powered Bruins offense rolls past Kings Fork 56-14. Western Branch still with a tough schedule ahead. Grassfield next week and Oscar Smith after that. And joining us tonight on Friday Night Flights, one of the stars of the Hampton Road Show, Ariana Aramburo, and you got to see one of the top teams in the area when you flew to Western Branch tonight.
Yes, Bruce, great to be back. So exciting. And, of course, there's no question about it. The Western Branch Bruins are back, and their fans are along for the ride. They've waited a few years for a season like this. And what better night to be at Western Branch than on homecoming? That's right, the crowd was full of energy, and let me tell you, those mini footballs, Bruce, went like hotcakes. Shout out to all the cheerleaders for helping me pass those out. This year's theme was A Hero's Homecoming. It was a tribute to the military, fire, police, and first responders. Everyone in the crowd was waving many American flags, including me. We talked to Becky Hinton, the school's activities director, about how the whole idea came about.
Before school ever ended last year, we were flipping through some things, and somehow my president is an Army child, and my dad served in the Army, and we came up with this. We saw red, white, and blue, and we said, let's go with it.
All right, next week, Western Branch is at Grassfield. That should be a good one.
I'm sure it will. A big game in Lakeland tonight. Lakeland hosting the defending state champions from Oscar Smith. Oscar Smith wearing their bright yellow jerseys tonight. Oh, my. All right, we're going to check out this play in the first half. Quarterback Deshaun Blow goes for the corner, and senior receiver Melvin Vaughn is there. What a catch. That makes it 14-6, Oscar Smith. In the second quarter, Lakeland trying to come back, but it's tough against the Tigers. The senior, Antonio Jefferson, loses the football, and the Oscar Smith defense recovers. The Tigers, they take advantage of turnovers. Blow decides to call his own name, and that leads to another Tigers touchdown as Oscar Smith wins by 30, 38-8, the final tonight. In the Peninsula District, the Menchville Monarchs against the Warwick Raiders. First quarter, Warwick driving. The quarterback, Joshua Butler, after getting an interception, fires one deep in the end zone for senior David Smith. So Butler on defense and offense, and Warwick scores first. On the next drive, Menchville quarterback Edward Day trying to keep up, but it's his worst nightmare. Second straight interception by who else? Josh. And then Josh back at quarterback. This time, he's going to let it fly to Demetri Harris for a nice grab in the back of the end zone. Warwick wins it 30-9. Elsewhere in the Peninsula District tonight, Kick-Can tops Gloucester. The game between Phoebus and Bethel tonight at Darling Stadium was postponed because of lightning. They will play tomorrow at 2 o'clock back at Darling Stadium. Lake Taylor head coach Hank Sawyer with perhaps his best team yet, taking on Booker T. Washington. Here's the first play of the game. Booker's in the black and yellow. Stephen Whitley finds a wide open Lamont Mayo, and Mayo is going to do the rest. A 68-yard touchdown. The Bookers are up 7-0, but that would be it for their highlights tonight. Lake Taylor just takes control of the game on the ensuing kickoff. Aaron Chandler Jr. turns on the Jets, and the Bookers aren't going to catch him. So how about that? Less than 30 seconds into the game, we're all tied up at 7, but Lake Taylor would take it from there. Their defense, which has only given up 6 points this season going into tonight. Daquan Davis takes it in for the end zone for the Titans score. Lake Taylor wins big, 56-7 over Booker T to remain unbeaten halfway through the season. All right, you flew out to Booker T. Washington tonight for that game, and while it didn't go the Bookers' way, well, they've got some of the best fans in Hampton Roads, don't they?
Absolutely, Bruce. There was no doubt about it. The full house at the home of the Fighting Bookers. Now, if you know Booker T, you know their band. So we headed straight to them as they hyped up the crowd with their strong sound, and the cheerleaders took to the track, gave us a nice show, and once again helped me hand out those mini footballs. Those are a hit. As we were flying in, we noticed Lake Taylor cheerleaders were doing some push-ups. So we asked Booker T cheerleaders what was up with that. They told me it was all a part of the friendly rivalry.
It's a very competitive sport, like between these two, because they're rivalries. So when we come here to win, and we come to play tough.
You don't know what it takes to be a Booker!
All right, Bookers will try to get back in the win column next week against Norview.
Eastern District Scoreboard, Maury 55-20 over Norview. The game between Churchland and Norcom was also postponed because of the weather. They're going to play tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And still to come, we're going to check in with more action from the Southeastern District, including stops at Great Bridge and Nansemond River.
And Chopper 10 pays a visit to Packer Country for the Bay River District game of the night between undefeated York and undefeated Smithfield.
We're the Bethel Cheerleaders. Stick around. Bruce and Ariana will be right back with more Friday Night Fights. Let's go!
The Marching Bruins of Bethel High School, under the direction of Jerry Lancaster, the Friday Night Flights Band of the Week.
You can see their entire performance on wavy.com. You can find top 10 plays, slideshows. It's all on wavy.com, so go check it out.
I'll tell you, I am jealous. You went to the game of the week in the Bay Rivers District tonight.
Yes, let me tell you, Smithfield High School was electric for the Packers game against York. Now, before we get to the highlights, though, the big story, Bruce, out of Smithfield, Coach Richard Harrell was going for his 200th win.
That's right.
Well, we are very happy to report that the team pulled out a W, so congrats to the Packers and Coach Harrell. Now let's see if he can get to 201. This was our first stop on the Friday Night Flight Tour, and we did get a little bit of rain, but that did not stop the school spirit. Not only was it a big night for the high schoolers, but it was a big night for the Smithfield Pop Warner Packers junior Pee Wee team. They practice on the field every evening, and tonight they got a chance to see a live game.
One day I know these kids are going to get the opportunity to play on this field, because what we try to do is try to bring them up to let them see tonight what they'll be like 4 or 5 years from now when they get the opportunity to play on this field.
The clouds parted in Smithfield. We had a great game, a battle of the unbeaten, York against Smithfield, one of the biggest games in Smithfield in years. Smithfield's Jermel Wells with a bomb to wide receiver Marcel Cherry after turning the ball over 4 times in the first half. Touchdown Packers as quarterback Austin Norman will come up with the score. 6 turnovers for Smithfield. Quarterback Jamar Wells loses it, recovers for York by Jamari Wren. And then York moving down the field for the Falcons. They get their second score of the night. York down 1 at halftime, but in the second half, it would be the Smithfield defense, holding York to only 33 yards rushing. Wells scores from 3 yards out to give Smithfield a 21-13 lead with 7.5 minutes left in the game, and the Smithfield defense holds as the Packers remain unbeaten, and Coach Richard Harrell picks up his 200th win, and they are loving their team in Smithfield this season. On the Bay River scoreboard, Jamestown 13-9 over Poquoson, and Bruton 40-8 over War Hill.
All right, Deep Creek at Nansemond River tonight. Nansemond River in red, and they score early in the third quarter to take the 21-0 lead, but Deep Creek wasn't giving up, and the little guy, Armand Askew, the sophomore, takes this one a good 25 yards, put Deep Creek near the goal line. Fourth quarter, Askew this time punches this one into the end zone. Deep Creek goes for 2, and they're down 21-8. That is a close as they would come. Nansemond River takes this one home, 28-8 final score.
Good job there. To Great Bridges, the Wildcats playing host to the Braves from Indian River. The Wildcats up 19-7 at halftime. The Wildcats looking to put it away with this touchdown pass. Drew Overton to Antoine White. Great Bridges takes the 26-7 lead. Oh, not so fast as Indian River. The Braves' Daniel Cross fakes the handoff, takes it up the middle for 6. Could this be a comeback in the making with time running down? The Braves get the ball back, and Chiquis Sawyer battles his way into the end zone. The extra point kick from Michael Lopez is good, and oh my, the Indian River Braves come back to win it 27-6. Also in the Southeastern District, Grassfield with the 45-13 win over Hickory. Next week, Grassfield will host Western Branch.
2, ready, and...
Once again, the Marching Bruins of Bethel High School, the Friday Night Flights Band of the Week.
That's right. You can see their entire performance on our website, as well as a lot of slideshows, top 10 plays, and it is all on wavy.com.
In high definition
Yes.
now. More scores on the Friday Night Flight scoreboard. Cox hands Kellum its first loss of the year. Lansdowne Bayside postponed. They're going to play Monday at 6 o'clock.
Tallwood gets the 34-12 win over Princess Anne, while First Colonial beat Kempsville 10-6.
The Franklin Broncos all over West Point 51-14 tonight. Washington and Lee beat Windsor 31-9.
And some private school action. Nansemond Suffolk Academy gets the win. Isle of Wight, big winners over Fuqua.
So, as we near the halfway point of the high school football season in Hampton Roads, that'll do it for Friday Night Flights. Did you have fun?
I had an awesome time. Let me tell you, kudos to the Bethel High School cheerleaders. You might see them on the Hampton Roads show next week.
All
I'm
right,
just saying.
that'll be fun. Don't forget, go to wavy.com, click on sports, and click on our Friday Night Flights webpage for videos, pictures, and the Band of the Week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend.